Hi there, today I'm going to walk you through how to set up your Apple ID and also how to enable iCloud for 8th grade students. So we're going to walk you through the steps. Make sure you follow along with me and do each of the steps, and we're going to get started. Your very first step is to make sure that you are not logged into another Apple ID. What you're going to want to do before you do anything is click on Settings, choose iTunes and App Store, and if you are logged into an account, click on that account and make sure you sign out. Next, I want you to open up the App Store, and in the top right hand corner, I want you to search for the app called Push Notes, Pushnotes, one word. When you search for it, I want you to click on the button next to it called Free, click Install App, and when the next screen pops up, click Create a New Apple ID. On this first screen, we're just confirming where we live, the United States, so go ahead and click Next. On this next screen, we are verifying that we agree to their terms of use, so I want you to scroll all the way to the very bottom, hit Agree, and then hit Agree again. On this screen is where we're going to have to enter a lot of information, and we want to enter it perfectly and carefully. So the first one you're going to enter is your My Panthers email address, the email address that the school gave you. It should be something like 17, first letter of your first name, first 5 of your last name at My Panthers. Even if you use another email address, we want you to use your My Panthers address for this email. So go ahead and enter your My Panthers email address at mypanthers.org. Double check, triple check that you entered that correctly. On this next screen, on this next section, you're going to enter a password, and this has to be a very good password. It has to be at least 8 characters. It needs to include at least one number, an uppercase letter, and a lowercase letter. You don't want to use any spaces, okay? So think carefully about what you want your password to be. And then it's going to ask you to enter that password again. That's just to double check that you actually entered it correctly. Once you've decided what your password is, write it very carefully and clearly on the sheet that your teacher provided with you. All right, next up, we are going to enter a security question. Security questions are questions that you answer to verify who you are in case if you forgot your password. You need to answer all 3, so I'll show you how it works. For question number 1, you're going to hit the arrow next to it, and you're going to choose the type of question that you want to answer. So, what was the name of your first pet? If I was going to choose that one, and I'm just going to make up an answer, but let's say my first pet's name was Cat. Okay, so you're going to enter the answer. Go to the next question. What was your childhood nickname? I'll choose that one. My childhood nickname was Nelson. And last but not least, you're going to have to do that for the third one as well. What city did your parents meet in? We'll say Spring Lake Park. Okay, these aren't things you would want to share with somebody. That's why I just made my answers up. You want these to be secure. But go ahead and make sure you answer all 3 of these and make sure they're answers that you're going to remember. All right, scrolling down, we're going to skip optional rescue email even if you have another email address. We always want your mail to go to your My Panthers account. All right, date of birth. You're going to enter your birthday, including the year. And then finally, where it says subscribe to emails, we want to turn both of those off. That's just going to save you from getting junk mail from Apple. So we'll turn both of those subscribes off. Do a quick double check to make sure you filled in everything, and then go ahead and click Next. If you get an error, it means you forgot to enter something, and you're going to have to go back and make sure you do that. All right, under billing information, we want to click None for the type of credit card. We do not want a credit card attached to this account. Now you're going to have to go ahead and fill in the billing information. For the address, you can enter our school address, which is 711 91st Avenue Northeast. City is Blaine. State, of course, is Minnesota. 55434, I believe. Go ahead and enter your school's phone number, which is 763-784-8625. So we're entering Westwood Middle School's information because this is your Westwood account. Once you've done that, go ahead and hit next. And then finally it says a verification email has been sent to. So what we need to do is we need to enter your My Panthers email address so that we can get that verification email. So I'm going to open Safari. Sign out here. And I'm going to go to mypanthers.org, My Panthers apps. I'm going to enter my Panthers username and my Panthers password. Sign in. On this screen, you want to click where it says Gmail. Prompts me to sign in again. It may prompt you to sign in again as well. All right, there we go. And now we see that I did indeed receive an email from Apple. If I click on that and scroll down a bit, there's a section that says Verify Now. Click on that. And now I'm going to sign in to that Apple account that I just created. So enter your My Panthers email address, enter the password that you just created, and then I'm going to hit verify. Okay, so now I'm good to go. I've created my Apple ID and now I can use that from now on to download free apps from the App Store. Never ever ever attach a credit card to this account for downloading paid apps. The reason is if you left your iPad behind and somebody found it, they could charge all kinds of things to your credit card. So we never want to attach a credit card to this. This is only for free apps. All right, next up we're going to go ahead and set up your iCloud. So let's close that and we're going to open up settings. We're going to go down to iTunes and App Store. And the first thing we're going to do, so on the left I clicked on iTunes App Store. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to add that My Panthers Apple ID. So from now on, you'll be able to download apps from the App Store. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll up and click on iCloud. And again, we are going to sign in, click sign in. And what we're doing here is we're enabling iCloud. What iCloud lets us do is it lets us back up our work. It also lets us find our iPad if we lost it, assuming it's in Wi-Fi. It does a lot of things for us that are very helpful. So again, on this next screen, scroll down and click agree and agree. All right. I'm going to say don't merge for that. Okay, it just asked me, allow iCloud to use the location of your iPad. I want to click OK. Now there's a lot of things that you can back up with iCloud. It's up to you whether or not you want to back up things like your mail or your contacts or your calendar. But absolutely, we want to make sure that this Find My iPad, the very last option, is on. You also want to make sure Documents and Data is on. Those are the two that you want to make sure are always turned on because that will back up your work and it will let us locate your iPad if it gets lost. Your very last step is to turn your iCloud backup on. You're going to do that by clicking on Storage and Backup. You're going to turn iCloud Backup on and you're going to click OK. Alright, that's all I have for you today. Make sure that you created your Apple ID, that you turned on iCloud, that you logged into the iTunes store, and you are good to go. Thanks a lot.